His life has been changed forever after becoming entangled with pedophile Megan Walsh. And next week, not only does he lash out at his father, Ken Barlow, but he also puts both himself and his son Bertie in grave danger. Is Daniel on the verge of losing everything and everyone around him? Todd Grimshaw's fears for Summer Spellman deepen when she makes a reckless attempt to escape the nightmare she's trapped in. With no obvious way out, can anyone reach Summer before it's too late? Jody Ramsey continues to wreak havoc as she once again turns her attention to David Platt, using his drunken mistake against him in a cruel attempt to ruin his marriage to Shona. Could Jody prove to be the one rival even David can't outsmart? Elsewhere, Brody Michaelis finds himself arrested, Carl Webster becomes increasingly suspicious of Tyrone Dobbs, Lisa Connor-Swain opens up to Carla about her frustrations, and Idris Nazir continues settling into Weatherfield life. All aboard the spoiler train. Daniel is initially touched when Bertie gives him a world's best teacher mug, but the moment is quickly shattered when Lily Platt mocks and shoves him in the school corridor, smashing the mug while Jake Windass records the humiliation on his phone. Left devastated, Daniel later heads out after Adam Barlow prevents Sean Tully from serving him alcohol, only to unexpectedly come face-to-face with Megan, sparking chaos. Following Danielle Silverton's police interview with Lisa, a distraught Summer admits to Todd that she is considering pleading guilty to manslaughter in the hope of receiving a lighter sentence. Later, Todd asks Lisa for his phone back, but her response leaves him completely confused. Meanwhile, Carl tells Tyrone he knows he's hiding something and vows to uncover the truth. Alia Nazir also warns Leanne Battersby to stay away from Idris, who later asks his cousin to handle his legal matters. A careless comment from Jody leads Daniel to realize she is behind the online troll account tormenting him. Although Jody denies any involvement with Truth Teller 2, Daniel publicly exposes her actions in the Rovers. Later, after drinking heavily and passing out, Daniel leaves Bertie alone in the flat. When Bertie tries making tea for himself and accidentally starts a fire, he is forced to flee, while Daniel remains unconscious inside. Jody's seemingly supportive chat with David, after an argument with Shona, soon takes a darker turn when she reminds him that on the night he climbed into bed with her, he spoke her name, suggesting he knew exactly who she was. Elsewhere, Lisa complains to Carla about her new boss, who appears willing to let Summer take the blame for Theo Silverton's murder instead of pursuing further investigation, while Adam examines Idris's paperwork before agreeing to represent him legally. Daniel's nightmare worsens when Bertie school phones to say he never arrived. Realizing his son is missing, Daniel panics. Later, during a heated confrontation with Adam, tensions explode after Adam mentions Sinead Tinker. Daniel lashes out and accidentally strikes Ken, sending him stumbling backwards. As Jody continues tormenting David over their drunken encounter, Maria Connor advises him to finally tell Shona the truth. At the same time, Dylan Wilson makes a cutting remark about Brody previously stealing cars for Carl. Leanne confronts Idris, worried he may be pulling Brody back into criminal activity. Lisa orders Todd's phone to be examined for forensic evidence after it is recovered, while Glenda Shuttleworth is overwhelmed with emotion when Debbie Webster asks her to take over leadership of the Dementia Choir. Maria is shocked when she reveals that Sarah Platt forgot Bethany's birthday, prompting Gary Windis to leap to Sarah's defense. Later, during a family gathering at the bistro, Jody once again ruins the atmosphere by bringing up Theo's murder. Tracy Barlow bluntly tells Ken and Adam that Daniel is currently incapable of taking care of himself. When Daniel later visits Ken to apologize, he is crushed when his father fears he may be following the same destructive path as Peter Barlow. Furious, Daniel storms out, only to return home and discover social services waiting at his door. Meanwhile, Sally and Tim Metcalf watch in horror as Lisa arrests Brody for theft after forensic evidence reveals his fingerprints on Todd's phone. Elsewhere, after Hope Dobbs refuses to have tea with Sam Blakeman, Sam becomes unsettled when he imagines seeing her with Will Driscoll. Coronation Street drops a shocking new twist for Todd Grimshaw in the latest ITVX episode as he learns he could soon receive a huge sum of money following Theo Silverton's death. While rumors continue spreading around Weatherfield over who may have killed Theo, fresh details about the late villain's life insurance threaten to spark even more suspicion and drama. Earlier this week, George Shuttleworth and Tracy Barlow were busy discussing how Theo's former wife, Danielle, stood to benefit financially from the insurance payout. Hoping to shift suspicion away from anyone close to him, George even floated the idea that money could provide a motive for murder. However, Wednesday's episode takes an unexpected turn when Todd receives a surprising phone call while staying at Sarah Platt's flat. Left completely stunned, he struggles to process the information he's just been given. "The insurance company just called," Todd later explains to Sarah. "Theo's policy is being paid out to me." Viewers know Todd's focus on the day Theo died was escaping the abusive situation he found himself trapped in. But with several suspects already under scrutiny, could some residents begin believing Todd killed Theo to secure the insurance money? The answer quickly becomes clear. Yes. In Thursday's episode, Danielle storms back onto the scene and launches a furious confrontation with Todd at the bistro. Never one to stay quiet, she openly accuses him of murdering Theo for financial gain. Mary Taylor immediately leaps to Todd's defense and suggests Danielle herself could be responsible, forcing the furious ex-wife to retreat. Meanwhile, the escalating accusations do nothing to help Summer Spellman, who remains on remand after apparently being wrongly blamed for the crime. The big question now is whether Summer will finally manage to clear her name. Coronation Street spoilers reveal an emotional showdown for Daniel after an awful day pushes him to breaking point. Nervous about returning to work, Daniel is touched when Birdie surprises him with a "World's Best Teacher" mug before he leaves home. However, things quickly go downhill at the school when Lily mocks Daniel by reading aloud the latest messages posted by online troll Truth-Teller 2. During the confrontation, Lily deliberately barges into him, causing the mug to smash on the floor. Devastated, Daniel bursts into tears while Jake records the humiliating moment on his phone. Later, a furious Daniel heads straight to the Rovers, determined to drown his sorrows with alcohol. But his plans are interrupted when Adam instructs Sean not to serve him any drinks. Angry and frustrated, Daniel storms out of the pub. While walking through the precinct, Daniel suddenly spots Megan and immediately explodes with rage, blaming her for destroying his life. But could Megan now find herself in real danger? Meanwhile, Lisa informs Todd that she has questioned Danielle about recent events. Elsewhere, during an emotional prison visit, Summer confides in Todd that she is thinking about admitting to manslaughter because she believes it may be her only chance of avoiding a harsher outcome. Heartbroken by her despair, Todd later opens up to Sarah about the situation. Todd also asks Lisa whether the police can finally return his mobile phone, but her answer leaves him completely stunned. Elsewhere in Weatherfield, Carl approaches Tyrone in the pub and tells him it's obvious he's frightened and hiding something. Carl makes it clear he intends to uncover the truth. At Speed Doll, Idris openly flirts with Leanne and suggests they spend another evening together. Alia warns Leanne that she could be getting herself into trouble, but will Leanne ignore the advice? Idris later tells Alia that he wants her to handle his legal business. Coronation Street continues weeknights on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.